Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Hookah Anonymous, and you are now rocking with Mickey Truth. She live up to her name, not the fame. So make sure y'all subscribe to her channel and stay updated on what's real. Bye.
Coming from where I come from, they doubted me, but I came up. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. Coming from where I come from, they doubted me, but I came up. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world.
Good reporting ass Mickey.
We love you, Mickey.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good weekend. We are back at it again, okay? Another day of the YSL trial. Another day of, I don't know, will we get testimony today or not? That is the question. Question I don't have the answer to at this moment. However, we are here. We're going to see how things transpire. If indeed it will be actual testimony, or if they're going to continue to have discussions on evidence, or hell, if the prosecution is going to continue to argue with each other. Okay, that's something that we kind of missed out on last week, was that Love and Hilton had a little bit of issues look like going on at that table. Okay, Love wasn't feeling something that was being said. Hilton had to move the mic, all types of. Okay, but at this point, are we shocked? Okay, about any of this at this point? It's kind of like, yeah, what else do you expect? But with that being said, let's go ahead and hold on, y'all, because I forgot to put my Rumble on. So give me a second. Let me get that on the stream. I'm trying to stream everything together. Okay, we got that going. So before we get a little too far up in the mix today, I'm going to go ahead and play the disclaimers, okay? So with that being said, check it out.
Y'all already know all information contained on this live is for entertainment, heavy on a mother effing entertainment, educational purposes only. All information used on this live is per the Fair Use Act, and any conclusion that you draw is on you and your mama, not nobody on this channel, this panel, or in this chat. And another disclaimer for those who have not read the description to my channel, I am not a lawyer. Nothing I say should be used as legal advice, because it's not legal advice, okay? If you do need legal advice, however, you can go talk to an actual licensed lawyer or attorney of your choosing, all right? And like the disclaimer says in the video, that you can actually see the consequences of anything that you try to run with from the channel is definitely on you, all right? So with that being said, hey, just sit back, enjoy my opinion based off my free thoughts of what I'm listening to, and y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let's get started.
You can't handle the truth.
Boom, you can't handle it. Good morning. Now that's funny. The kid, I don't recall, okay? Because Woody definitely don't recall anything. Blue, good morning. Haitian, good morning. All right, so I don't believe court has started just yet. Let me make sure. Oh no, I'm tripping. Court has started. The feed I was watching just hadn't started. Okay, so we're gonna start with this feed. We're gonna go from there. Hold on.
Defense wants to play a certain portion of that, then at the right time we'll object at that time.
They can play anything you don't include in the direct of Mr. Copeland, unless it's excluded. I'm gonna let the defendants use that as part of their cross-examination. Be fair game, unless it's objected to, and then I exclude it. But if not, it will just be, they'll have that right to do so.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you all have a transcript?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see it? Please.
And for the purpose of the record, we'll let the court look at 378 Yankee Echo 2.
Is that the transcript?
Yes, Sean, that's the transcript of the June 7th.
What are you marking as the interview itself?
It would be 378 Yankee Echo.
Okay, well, we can start with the first one. Mr. Sharp, where are you? Okay, all right. Page is transcript page 42, lines 5 through 42.
No, Your Honor, it's 42, line 5 to 42, line 13.
And Your Honor, the state has no objection to redacting that portion.
Excuse me.
What do you got on?
Okay. Number 2 is, I think, 10, 13, 53 through 10, 16, 59.
And Your Honor, that's the state's redaction, and we agree on that portion. And so we don't object. The defense wants page 55 through 56 out, and we don't object.
And Your Honor, the only thing in this particular one, I said 55 to 56, but what the state suggested, and I agree with the state's suggestion actually. The only thing I would say is I think that instead of ending at 55 line 9, it perhaps should go to the end. Instead of ending at 59 line 9, I believe it should just go to the end of page 59. Or at least the line 16.
Ms. Hilton?
Your Honor, the state intended to play line 9 through
Through 16 or through the end of the page?
through the end of the page, Your Honor, because this speaks about his conversations with Shannon.
Who's Lully, though?
I don't think it says Lowly, Your Honor, but I'll play the portion.
Could you?
And that's what I'm concerned about someone getting killed.
All right, let's hear it, please. Good morning, Mr. Botts.
Can we plug this back in? Do something. I want to start at
10/16/50. So before then, you all in concurrence that you're gonna not play that portion or what?
Yeah, we're not gonna play up until 10/16.
Okay.
And where in the transcript is this? So
We are page 59. We'll be right around line 6.
okay, great.
Boom, deeper. Man, I run it. Somebody, are you lazy? Like, damn, what the hell? I ain't seen it. But before this, Lordy ain't no Lordy. When Lordy got killed, like I did, me and Shannon was talking, when Lordy got killed, I was like, man, I mean, Shannon, bro. I was, hey, Shannon, what's up, bro? I think when I first started back trying to talk to him, and he pulled me all the way to the side, we started talking. And he just told me, like, what's going on? He just like, this when he told me about the troop situation. I mean, you just like, shit, boy. Damn, you still hang with this nigga, bro. I mean, this nigga ain't getting that for a nigga, bro. Don't 10 cents. I'm my.
So that's the section from 10/16 about 10/17 to the end drive. It just gives context. Before this, it appears that Shannon and Copeland had stopped talking, and he's giving context to when they started talking again.
Okay, but who's Lully?
You're right, I don't know, but I think that's just giving context for Copeland, and he's telling Detective Gaither when that occurred, that's when Shannon and I started talking again. So it gives context to whenever he started talking again. So the more relevant part is he's giving the officers context to when him and Shannon started conversing again.
Can I just make a suggestion? Why don't we just start on, if it's important that the state get into Shannon and Mr. Copeland talking again, why don't we just start on page 59, line 14 with hey Shannon, what's up, bro? That's the first started back trying to talk to him. They can just go from there, and we don't have to have mentions of someone named Lily or Lovely getting killed, and none of us know what that's even about.
Yeah, that's not an issue. That's fine.
You agree to that? Because I was going to suggest that's probably because we don't know who Lully is. So, consistent with what Mr. Sharp recommended, we'll just start at line 14. Hey, Shannon. And Mr. Sharp, you indicate that KC lacks personal knowledge.
And well, the state is in agreement that we're gonna redact out Casey's comments about, or Kenneth Copeland's comments about the Lil Wayne question, right?
So, Your Honor, 61 through 77, those pages don't just discuss the Lil Wayne bus shooting. It discusses a variety of different subjects. And so I think the best way for me to break down 61 through 77, there's some things we agree that we're not going to play, but there are other portions of this that we do want to play.
And that's fair. I think it starts on 61, page 61, line 12, is the discussion, and they keep going back to it. So they leave that discussion about Lil Wayne bus, and then they keep going back to it throughout these pages.
So I'll say, Your Honor, from page 61, I believe it actually starts at line 6. From 6 to 21, we agree to redact.
So,
On page 61?
On page 61.
Lines
line
what?
6. And it's really a portion of line 5, but fully line 6 through line 21.
Okay.
And that portion is from 1018, around 1018-42 to 1019-09.
All right. Mr. Sharp, you okay with that?
I'm in agreement so far.
Okay, all right.
The next portion that the state wants in is page 61, line 22 through page 62, line 14.
I don't know what's happening. Hold on, y'all. Did he say this is live? Yes, this is live. Not sure. Trying to check. I think it's the feed I'm using. So give me a second. Fox tripping. Let me see if another feed is like that. Okay, they're bad. They're not bad.
Okay. Mr. Sharp?
So I agree with what they want to take out, and then on page 63, just so everyone's on the same page, 63 seems like a discussion that Kenneth Copeland is having about information he got about Jeffrey Williams wanting to hurt him or set him up. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the next part that we do want in is page 62, line 23 through page 70, line 16.
To page what? I'm sorry, ma'am.
Through page 70, line 16. Oh, excuse me, they went out, but we were like in, sorry. Or, I believe they went out.
That's pretty much the top.
And I'm sorry. They went out page 62, line 23 through page 70, line 16. We will be objecting to that.
Okay, 70s,
So the state wants to play from 63, page 63, line 23 to page 70, line 16?
Page 62, line 23 through page 70, line 16.
All right, and the defense doesn't want to have that played.
Your Honor, if I could just confirm. I think the defense is going to object to that, so we can just play that.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What
It'll be
video period is it from?
Yes, right. It's going to be from 10:19. Probably more around. I'm going to start it at 50, but I think it's more like 10:19:58 to 10:25:22.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
What that got to do with it? Why is Thug in the mix? Like, he's a dime around this motherfucker. Like, and that's what first told me, who told me, like, it was a girl. You know what I mean? I put up his baby for it. It was on the day. I put up his baby for it. I had baby Sunday. I put up his baby for it Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. I put up his baby for it. Me and my baby. And my little partner Kino. And me, Kino's baby. And BJ, CJ. So, we put up. Everybody got color, they don't live with that type. Now it was me, then when Kino was white. Me, CJ White. Me, CJ White, the baby. Me, CJ White. So that's not important. Yeah, but see, Battery got in color, she was like, hey bro, I'm gonna tell you something, don't say that. So I mean, I'm like, what's up? She's like, throw it in this and that. I'm like, no, what is it? Nah, what you mean? She's like, well, then don't trust that nigga, bro. I mean, that's what he trying to set you up. That's why every time I got in jail, someone got shot up. Like, what the hell? These niggas keep shooting shit up for a night out. So you think it's Thug them shooting at your people? Nah. I know it ain't Thug them because they got these niggas thinking it's me. See, I had seen Monte. I seen him, where did Monte? Yeah. Okay. I seen him the other day, like day before yesterday. I seen him yesterday morning. I went to the graveyard. When I seen him, he was in my cousin's house. When I heard what happened, I was leaving for him and was like, damn, bro, we go up again. Right. So I'm like, damn, bro. Y'all ain't gonna let the man. What's that for a name? You know? No. You say you grew up with him? I didn't know his first name, Wesley. I don't know his last name. No, but when I tell him, like, damn, bro. Motherfucker told me that Thug plan on killing me, bro. Like, hell nah, man, I ain't never heard it. Dude, he denied it. I'm like, come on, bro. Person would never say, because this was murder was, I don't talk to the police too much. You know what I'm saying? So he get nervous. Thug get nervous. Yeah. But I'm saying, why is Thug getting nervous if he has nothing to do with anything? Because they obviously look at you as disposable. Oh, see, y'all didn't hear them say my name. They saying me and Thug. This like he's saying. But I'm saying like I didn't have no parts to it. And I can't see how scared I was when he held. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, but so he felt like you would tell something. Yeah. Okay, what is there to tell? Huh? What is there to tell? This what I'm telling you. This what he keeps saying. This what I mean. I'm acting like, well, you know what I mean? But see, with the murder, I don't know what you mean. No, I'm trying to explain. With the murder, I never heard like, you know what I'm saying? I never told Tina none of it. Period. So I just kept it to myself. So, once again, why is he, if Thug has nothing to do with it, if Thug had nothing to he don't got nothing to do with it. What I'm saying is, he got to have something to do with it. All this shit going on. And when told you something. If he's nervous about you, he's picking up. He's not listening. I'm listening to you. He's not talking to me, period. He's not talking to you, period, for a reason, correct? Yeah. I think it's because you're talking to us. Yes. Okay. He not thinking I'm telling y'all that. He just saying I'm talking to the police a lot because he heard the conversation in the police had.
Basically, what she's saying is, listen, it's almost like she look at you as the person that brings him down. So therefore, by eliminating you, he eliminated his problem. That's what she's saying.
This is what I'm telling y'all. When the police detective come out, it was a lady. I answered the phone in front of him.
Which case was it?
See, they don't even send no case. They just like, now this is like my house getting shot up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when he saw it, he's like, man, I need to talk to the police. See, he was telling folks different lies. I mean, he told the D I'll make the D clean never. He's mad at me because he gave me 50,000 ain't know what to do with it. What you mean you know what to do with it? Why would he give you 50,000? This nigga never gave me, you know how much money he ever gave me at one time? Was $1,000. I mean, that ain't what you said last time when y'all was at the club when they stunted on you and you came. I get him with a bag. I didn't give it back to you, someone. Nah, that's wrong. Here's money. You getting I'm getting confused. Yeah, you getting wrong. Y'all let you get paid. Okay. So you give me the money to bless you. It is like this show around.
Then let me get that back.
But the money he give me, the key, is like $1,000. Get the fuck out of it. I don't believe that. I don't have my own car. That's the first time I ever tried to use my car. I don't have a car. What have you done for thugs? Nothing. That's on my mama's soul. You've never committed a crime for thugs? I never did. None of that for him. So why would he say, look what he against you and scare you? No. That song got the song about little boy you pull up on your pop at your 90. Okay. That's why we think you
And we end at 10:25:23.
All right.
I assume the next line was Shannon is the shooter. I assume we're taking that out.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Shard or Mr. Steele or anyone else, you want to tell me why it is that you believe that period should, from page 62, line 23 to page 70, line 16 or thereabouts should be omitted?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, go right ahead, sir.
That section that are in those transcript pages and what you just listened to have Detective Dennis as well as Detective Gaither injecting their beliefs and thoughts. And by that, I mean Detective Dennis and Detective Gaither told Mr. Copeland that they do not believe him when he claimed that Jeffrey has not given him any money except for $1,000, and that they did not believe him when Mr. Copeland said that he's never committed a crime for Mr. Williams. I also object to the detective. It's both of them. It's first Detective Gaither, then Detective Dennis, saying that their belief is of summarizing what Mr. Copeland was trying to say is that Mr. Williams looks at Mr. Copeland. Mr. Copeland is bringing Jeffrey down or Mr. Williams down, quote unquote, and therefore they latch on to Mr. Copeland when he said that he heard that Jeffrey put a contract on his life or would have him killed. So that's why I'm objecting. I asked Mr. Sharp to include that. I appreciate it. And that's my basis. I believe that I would have a confrontation right. These are thoughts of the detective.
Think you don't have time for an accounting degree? Think WGU. Built for working adults, our
Okay. Mr. Sharp?
So I agree, with what they want to take out, and then on page 6.
So I'd like that removed, and Mr. Copeland, hearsay saying that he heard that, Mr. Williams would have him killed. So those are the reasons that those areas are flagged.
All right, sir. Mr. Sharp, anything else?
No, I was just about, Mr. Steele's, objections to that time period.
Okay, all right. State?
Thank you, Your Honor. This portion is relevant for a number of different reasons. This portion is relevant for a number of different reasons. First, starting on page 62, they're getting into a conversation to understand why he is concerned about the fact that he's talking to the police. Where does that concern come from? And he begins to explain a number of different things. First thing he explains is how he learned of the fact that he thought Mr. Williams wanted to harm him. And it's not so much what Valerie told him, but what he did with that information. Even on page 63, he doesn't go into detail about what Valerie told him. She said, I think Valerie told him he's trying to set you up. What he does with that information is he approaches Yek, which is one of our co-defendants sitting in the courtroom today, Mr. Kendrick, to ask him about what he had just learned. And so we believe that this portion, whatever Valerie told him, isn't being offered for the truth of the matter asserted, but the effect on the listener, which is after hearing this, he went and asked Mr. Kendrick about whatever it is that Valerie told him. And then Mr. Kendrick then assured him that that wasn't true, that he isn't trying to harm him. And the jury should be able to ascertain whether or not they believe that this interaction occurred. Then he goes into why there was a concern with Mr. Williams, and that's about him going to talk to the police too much. And he goes into talking about an incident in which Mr. Williams was present when one of the police officers called his phone. And so that isn't hearsay, that's personal knowledge of this event that took place, that at some point in time when Mr. Copeland was in the presence of Mr. Williams, a police officer called him, and he's explaining.
Called him being who?
Called Mr. Copeland.
Okay.
So Mr. Williams and Mr. Copeland are present with each other. A police officer called Mr. Copeland in his presence. And he's telling the police officers his understanding what that interaction meant to him. And again, that is relevant as to why he was concerned about why he thought Mr. Williams wanted to harm him. Again, because he was talking to the police too much.
Let me just ask you, just to make it, see if it's clear in my mind. Are you saying that the officer called Copeland and Mr. Williams happened to be present for the phone call?
Yes.
Okay, and that's reflected, at least a portion of it, from what pages?
That is starting at page 67. Which is line 16.
Madam, do you need some cleanup?
Yes.
Here you go.
page 16, line 60, excuse me, page 67, line 16 is where he begins.
Okay, and where does that end?
And it ends on page 68, line 9.
Okay.
And that's where he says, you know, I'm not thinking I'm telling y'all that. He's just saying, I'm talking to the police a lot because he heard the conversation me and the police had. And then he goes in to explain when that occurred. And then it goes into further, they ask him about whether or not Mr. Williams has ever given him money. And he says, no, you know, he's only giving me $1,000 to keep. He's giving me money to flash, but not any money, not any additional money, because they're asking whether or not he's paid for him to do anything. And I think that that's relevant for whatever the jury determines what determines that to be, whether or not they think Mr. Williams is or is not paying him to do anything do anything on behalf of him. And then he goes in, they begin to ask him, why are you mentioned in his songs? If you're not doing anything for him, why are you mentioned in his songs? Why does he say those things? And they're trying to get an understanding from Copeland, and really trying to challenge his veracity and what he's telling them, Your Honor. And I think that that is important because, again, Mr. Steele's argument has been recently that the police just took everything that Mr. Copeland said and just ran with it without trying to verify it, without trying to test his veracity. And I think this shows that the police weren't just taking everything that Mr. Copeland was saying. They were challenging him on particular portions of the information that he was giving them. And I think that this goes to show a number of different things. The relationship between Mr. Copeland and Mr. Williams at the time of the interview that occurred. 2, to show that the investigators were not just taking what Mr. Copeland said as fact, but trying to test what he was saying, trying to clarify anything that they didn't think, that they weren't sure of. And I think that that is important for the jurors to be able to see the question that they're asking him and the answers that Mr. Copeland is giving, but then to determine how the investigation actually occurred, which is something that Mr. Steele has harped on, is that this investigation was not a full investigation, not a complete investigation. And so for those reasons, I think that this particular section is important and should relevant to keep in.
Mr. Weinstein, you wish to be heard since your client's mentioned in this at all?
No, you're right.
Okay, all right.
I'll just adopt what's already been said.
All right, sir. Okay. Anyone else? Mr. Steele, do you have something?
Follow up.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I also invoke 24-4-403 on the prejudice side about Mr. Williams supposedly having someone killed. I do not object if the state were to ask Mr. Copeland. I wouldn't object. Was there a time that law enforcement officers called your cell phone or your telephone, Mr. Williams was with you? Tell us what occurred then. Did Mr. Williams react? But they didn't lay that predicate. So I don't believe, again, like I've maintained my objection, that they can just play a sequence on June 10th, 2015 and expect there to be just admissible. So I'm objecting to that first predicate. Second part is, I don't object if Mr. Copeland testifies or if there's a prior inconsistent statement, if he testifies differently, that Mr. Williams was present when the police called. I'm not objecting to that. What I'm objecting to is law enforcement saying, that's not true. I don't believe you that Jeffrey Williams didn't give you money and that you never committed a crime for Jeffrey. And for the state to say, oh, this shows the pushback of the police. It doesn't show the pushback of the police. To me, this shows that law enforcement has their theory and they're donating their theory onto the brain of Mr. Copeland. So I'm objecting to that because it doesn't show anything. Now, if law enforcement went out and we have reports We have video, audio interviews. We have other witness statements, and they said, hey, we corroborated with X, Y, and Z that Jeffrey Williams put a hit on this man, or that Jeffrey Williams gave Mr. Copeland money to commit a crime. That's real corroboration. But this is not corroboration. This is the police telling the man over and over. It's what he testified to.
Hey, Your Honor.
Hold on, he's not finished.
I was lying to the police to get the target off of me. Anything I can do. So I'm not agreeing that the police can then just say through an out-of-court statement, we don't believe you. I think that the jury doesn't get to determine to hear that on what Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis say, because it is irrelevant.
But let me interrupt you just for a second. Isn't that part of the way the investigation occurred, and isn't that what you're also claiming is that their method of investigation is not good? I mean, or not as full or proper, and I'm sure you've made that argument. And you're going to ask that on cross, but isn't that the same kind of first part of the equation?
Well, if I open the door, maybe you change your ruling, if your ruling is in favor of Mr. Williams. But no, this is all the state's doing. The state asked you, you agreed that they could get into without giving us any reports, any statements.
Remember, there's no reports. There's no reports. You've asked me that you've made that statement many times. That's what your assertion is. There's no reports. There's no expert reports or anything like that. This is just their investigation, correct? And I know you have some consternation about that, and I know you can follow up on that too. So,
but their investigation became, don't tell me what was said, but did you investigate this? And as part of your investigation, what did you find? Well, we found out that Jeffrey Williams is in charge of this criminal street gang. To me, that was a total violation of every reason we come to court. But the state can now put it on me and say, well, Mr. Steele is challenging the way that they did their investigation. When I cross-examine the witness, maybe it'll change. I haven't cross-examined him. That statement by Detective Gaither and or Detective Dennis, Your Honor, to me, just cripples. It tells the jury the police know something that I have no idea where they get their information from. It's their belief. There's not a scintilla of information in this 8 terabyte of discovery or the trial yet where anybody except the police theory has said that Jeffrey Williams asked anyone to commit a crime. That is all from the mouth of the prosecutors and the detectives over objection. So I don't want this to be included. And then you have a murder. That's a murder. It's not, go and steal that bicycle from the child and then we'll get him a new bicycle. This is the ultimate. So Mr. Copeland is saying, I heard it from another person. The state, I'm going to another argument. The state then says, well, we need that as the foundation for why did Mr. Copeland go to Mr. Kendrick. So to me, to explain conduct, to me, the fact that Mr. Copeland went to Mr. Kendrick to explain Mr. Copeland's conduct, why is Mr. Copeland's conduct matter? It's Jeffrey Williams' character that through totally hearsay statement. Mr. Copeland never says, I confronted Jeffrey and he admitted it in this interview. There are other areas, by the way, that you're not privy to potentially that are on recording where this comes up again, but that's more direct. Right here, this should be excluded to me. And I don't know why it explains conduct where Mr. Kendrick said that's not true. What conduct are we explaining? So I believe it effect on the listener is just a way that the prosecution is trying to give you some choice words to have you rule with them. But I would object for all those reasons. And 403. The bottom line is, I'm not saying it's admissible, but I'm saying it's totally the state's theory of the case, and under 403, that should not come in through detectives telling a witness that is a lie. He paid you to commit crime. He gave you money. I mean, to me, I don't know how that should come in on this recording.
May I just address that?
okay, Mr. Steele, you done?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, go ahead. Ms.
You're right. Remember, the reason why we're here at the recording to be played again, and I should have started here, is this is all impeachment by contradiction. Again, in court, Mr. Copeland has said, everything I said there was a lie. So one, we're contradicting his in-court testimony by even being able to play the interview. So let's start with the foundation as to why we're even playing the video.
I don't think he said, remember we looked for that? Everything I said was a lie.
Well, he said that I made it all up. But I recall, I think I asked him on one of my questions, I believe to him, is why would you lie to the police? Why would you lie to the police? If you're trying to get out of jail, why would you lie? I think that I had a line of questioning that said that. But again, in court, he has said, I made everything in my interview up. I just said whatever it is that they wanted to hear so I can get out of jail. So now the jury gets to see his prior statement to see if they can determine that he just make this all up. Because again, in court, he's trying to say everything I said before, I made it all up. I made it all up so that I can get out of jail. I told the police anything I wanted to tell them so that I can get out of jail. Again, this interview is in direct contradiction to what his in-court testimony is. So the premise of why this interview comes in starts there. This is impeachment by contradiction. Once we get past the impeachment by contradiction level, then we talk about the contents inside of the interview. And again, this contradicts everything that Mr. Copeland is saying, which is the police only wanted thugs. The police only wanted to force me to say something. No, they're trying to get information out of him. And when he's talking about the money here, I want to be very clear. He's not talking about Mr. Williams paying him to do a crime. They're just asking him, has Mr. Williams ever given you money, period? And he's saying, no, the only amount of money he's ever given me is $1,000. He's given me $50,000 to flash in the club, but for me to keep has only been $1,000. So this conversation about money is not about whether or not Mr. Williams has paid him to do a crime. It's about whether or not Mr. Williams has ever given him money. And he's saying, no, that.
And what's the relevance of it?
What's the relevance of the money portion?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not being given for illicit purposes, what's the whole purpose of it?
Again, to show the relationship between him and Mr. Williams. That the state's theory is when he's talking about Mr. Williams in this interview, we believe that he was being truthful in this interview. And if he had a great relationship with Mr. Williams, there'd be no reason for him to lie on him. That is what we are trying to show. So the fact that he's talking about the amount of money that Mr. Williams gave him, the fact that he used to travel with him, again, he's showing that he had a relationship with Mr. Williams such that here, there would be no reason for him to lie about his involvement in the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr. So that is relevant to show their relationship between one another.
Hey, I'm just asking, are you trying to point out the fact that if the relationship was so good, why do you give his money back? Or is that what you're trying to impeach him on, or what?
So we're impeaching him first and foremost on his in-court statement versus the interview. So we're saying everything he's saying in court is a complete contradiction to what happened during the interview in 2015. So that's layer one. Layer two is during this portion, because I want to keep this portion in context, he begins this portion talking about the fact that Thug wanted to have him killed because he's talking to police after the murder of Donovan Thomas. And so what
I want it and I can afford it can be one and the same with Chevy Trax. Chevy Trailblazer.
Believes, one, that Mr. Williams wants to harm him because he's talking to police. And two, Mr. Williams is not even having the same relationship with him anymore because he's talking to police about the murder and everything that had happened between January and June. So again, it's showing the relevance of why this relationship is changing, given the fact that he's talking to police after the murder of Donovan Thomas.
Okay. All right.
When, when you're ready, Judge, can I add one more layer, please?
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Harvey.
Thank you. I understand the arguments that have been made. We also made the other day the argument that this particular statement has been made after the witness had a motive to falsify. Therefore, under TOMI and the relevant authorities, it's not admissible as a prior inconsistent statement.
I don't think they're using that for any, because they're saying it's impeachment by contradiction.
I understand that. So,
all right, so
the
different than
okay. The only basis then is impeachment by contradiction. So if that is the precise reason, then I have a question as to whether or not that is admissible as substantive evidence or admissible for impeachment only. So that, as far as I'm concerned, once again, if it is admissible as impeachment only, then I am entitled, and everybody here is entitled, to a 105 instruction under 801 E1B. So that's I think it's being admitted for impeachment only. It is not substantive evidence, and therefore I'm entitled to a instruction under that code section.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Ms. Hilton.
We have a 2004 case, but we'll find a more recent one. It comes in as substantive evidence. And the case that we had is Robinson v. State, 278 Georgia 31.
Let me look at Robinson.
Your Honor, we're going to look at a different case. I think the Robinson case was prior consistent statements, but I.
All right, I'm trying to see if this is gonna work. This is normally the feed I use. All those doggone commercials. Let me see. I'm gonna give them a second. They're not talking about nothing just yet. Cause I can hear it on the other feed, so I'm trying to make sure they got the audio together. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll pull up on your girl Mickey Truth. We are watching a YSL trial. Currently they are still litigating over what evidence, video evidence is going to be allowed. At this point, they haven't specified whether or not this will be an actual day where testimony will take place. But we're going to be here riding out for a little while to see what happens. Probably by lunchtime, we should be able to tell what type of day it's going to be. And from there, we'll make a decision and we're just going to call it a day. Last week, one of the viewers said it wasn't supposed to be back in session as far as like the jury and the witness until tomorrow. So we'll see what's going on with that. Also, tomorrow is supposed to be the day that the show cause hearing for the what was it, contempt of court situation is supposed to take place, if it's going to take place. That's also tomorrow. They're still not talking, y'all. But what else? Next week is a holiday week, so they'll probably won't have court. I think only like 1 or 2 days. So this will be technically the last full week for a minute that they'll have court. And I believe they're out most of next week. Y'all know I'm gonna continue to cover it as long as Woody is the witness on the stand. And then once he's not on the stand, we'll go from there. But it is day 97 of this trial. 97. You know, some people don't even make it 97 days on a job, let alone a trial. Okay. So let's see. So right now, all I hear is her typing and stuff. So I don't know. I don't want to lose his speed. But I kind of feel like, is there something wrong with their freaking value? All right, for now, I'll just go back to the other one. And then we can switch it up if need be. Because I don't know why that one wasn't making up. They are some sickly people up in that courtroom, okay? Because that judge had a cough and all for a minute. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
State, did you find something else? The court's found some more recent case law, but.
Your Honor, what we have, and I'm reading from Carlson's, the 8th edition. What we have so far is just that federal jurisprudence identifies it.
What page on Carlson are you in?
Page 350. Page 350.
Page 350.
What we have is, and they're citing from United States versus Chaparro, CHAPARRO, 956 Federal 3rd 462, which was a 7th Circuit 2020 case. As such, impeachment by contradiction fundamentally differs from most other modes of impeachment in that it seeks to establish substantive facts. While impeachment by contradiction is not expressly mentioned in the federal rules of evidence, the concept exists as common law and has been inferred from the rules pertaining to relevance in Rule 607. So we do believe that when you impeach by contradiction, that does come in as substantive evidence.
That's a pretty thin read.
Well, Rozier, Rozier versus the state from our Court of Appeals, decided in August of 2022, 365 Georgia Appeals 178, seems to indicate that that a witness testifies, in this case, an eyewitness testified at trial, was available for cross-examination. It comes in as substantive evidence as well. So, but we can take up all that stuff. I will have to give instructions on that later as well. So, Mr. Harvey, I'm not going to give a 105 instruction at this time.
And
Over your objection, sir. I'll give you a continuing objection.
a continuing objection,
Yes, sir.
please, Judge. And I note that Rozier is a prior inconsistent statement case again. So I don't think we have established that.
But I've also taken a look at Chaparro as well, and Chaparro does indicate that as Ms. Hilton has indicated.
All right, so.
But like I said, we'll take up that issue. I may have to, depending upon what happens, Taylor or otherwise, figure out what that applies to.
Well,
okay, all right. Anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, in considering the parties' request to admit or to keep out page 62, line 23 to page 70, line 16 or thereabouts, the defense contends that, and this is a compilation of Mr. Steele and Mr. Shart's objections, primarily Mr. Steele, on behalf of all defendants, that they wanted to omit it because it inserts personal opinion, it violates a confrontation right, it's speculative, it's hearsay, and applying a 24-4-403 prejudice, they claim it's more prejudicial than probative. The state counters to saying it's relevant for several reasons. And they start off with concern about speaking to the police, that is Mr. Copeland, that Mr. Williams wants to harm Mr. Copeland, and what he does after that being the effect on listener as he approaches Mr. Kendrick or Yak Gotti about this conversation with Valerie. And then it gets into Mr. Williams, giving him the witness, Mr. Copeland cash, and that he is in Mr. Williams' songs. The state is of the opinion that this is impeachment by contradiction. It shows a relationship of Mr. Copeland and Mr. Williams and the investigation thereof, and refutes that this, what was done in this particular case. The court is of the opinion that it does fall in the category of impeachment by contradiction, and in applying a 403 analysis under 24-4-403, the court is of the opinion that it is more probative than prejudicial. So I'll allow it to be played, and I'll give the defendants, Mr. Steele, a continuing objection as to that respect. Okay? All right. How about we take 5 minutes, take a comfort break? We can come back, okay?
Thank you.
All right. We're in recess.
That man need a lot of comfort. We like court wasn't going on when I first started the stream, and we only been going for like an hour. But anywho, y'all know, another day in the life of YSL Rico trial. Okay, not really much is going on currently. However, you know, we're gonna rock out a little bit longer. Oh, my bad, y'all starting to young and tight. I had something I wanted to play while we on the comfort break. Brian Steele did an interview, and we're gonna listen to some of it throughout the comfort breaks because you know we're gonna have a lot of them. So let's start with now, since we're on the comfort break. Okay, so let's play this.
Date jail sentence.
I tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me, if you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you in contempt.
At issue was Steele's refusal to share how he learned about a meeting between a witness, Glanville, and prosecutors. Last night, the state Supreme Court put Steele's sentence of 10 weekends behind bars on pause. Despite Steele avoiding jail time, we wanted to know if this courtroom drama is having an impact on the case and how attorneys on both sides do their job. Attorney Douglas Weinstein represents DeMonte Kendrick, one of the defendants in this case. He says that the judge's contempt ruling takes away from the bigger picture.
What happened on Monday with Brian Steele is in some way a distraction from the bigger issue that Mr. Steele was trying to bring up in court that concerns all of us, which is this ex parte meeting, this meeting that was held with the prosecutors and with the judge and without our knowledge. So that is the point of concern that Brian was raising that day, and I would like to see that addressed.
The state Supreme Court's order only puts Steele's sentence on hold until his appeal of Glanville's contempt ruling is resolved. Depending on the outcome, he could still serve jail time. Just ahead at 5, we'll hear about concerns over how witnesses in this case are being handled.
That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not attorney-client privilege. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out.
The attorney for Young Thug had a long, heated exchange with Judge Euro Glenville. The judge gave Brian Steele 5 minutes to disclose where he learned of the meeting in the judge's chambers with prosecutors. At issue is this star witness for the state, Kenneth Copeland. He spent the weekend in jail after refusing to testify on Friday. Copeland reluctantly took the stand, but dodged many questions. After a lunch break, Steele said he learned that prosecutors allegedly told Copeland that he could be in jail for the duration of the trial, and even until all 26 defendants have their cases disposed of. Steele said, if true, that's coercion and witness intimidation. Young Thug's other attorney, Keith Adams, said if Steele is removed, he could not continue with the proceedings.
Okay, and the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers and an ex parte conversation. You're just glossing over that. You're glossing over that in its entirety.
I believe that he is being led on a tether by the prosecutors, and it is coercion. It is inappropriate. And why would anybody not be recording everything he said? And why do I have to get it in drips and drabs? So I am objecting to the tactics of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and whomever else
they may have employed with a citizen, regardless of what the court may think of him or the prosecutor think.
I don't have any thoughts. So please don't put that in. Please don't put that in in the ether. Okay, but that's what you just said, sir.
Ether is
okay.
Clear. The court wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it either. So why is it happening?
I have no interest other than I'm a referee.
Well, you're the referee who spoke with the witness without my presence.
Mr. Steele, we're not gonna get into that right now.
Unless there's direct evidence or circumstantial evidence that's credible and that's competent in a courtroom, this is storytelling. Otherwise, if you look at it the other way, it's going to have a chilling effect.
When you got the call to represent Young Thug, as an attorney, what was going through your mind at that time?
And I'm concerned with a human being who's wrongly charged. And I've had the pleasure of defending Mr. Williams for approximately a decade, maybe a little more. So to me, I know his family. I've defended him in courtrooms multiple times. I knew right away that he's been targeted for 10 years by the prosecution. So my feeling was exactly what I said, that this is a wrong prosecution and I will defend him.
What do you feel like he's being targeted, or he has been targeted for a decade?
Every time it's a bad stop by the police officer. It's a unlawful search warrant.
Yo, this video here is the definition of clickbait and why I know I'm watching these videos. Because this is an old ass interview. They try to bring a for. That's funny. Hey, I ain't gonna knock them though. They trying to get their money. I'm like, hold on. He's supposed to be talking about his damn situation, not representing thugs. So yeah, definitely clickbait on our ass with that one. Pause that one because we're not about to watch that because I thought that was random. Let's check in with the lead attorney, see what the world they got going on. I just checked the feed and it's nothing happening over there right now. I got a lot going on today, so I won't be as vocal, or I'm trying not to be as vocal so I can finish these files and stuff that I need to do. So let's see what they're talking about real quick.
Thereof. And
oh, they watching that back. All right. With that being said, we'll just write it out. I guess y'all can just sit with me during this comfort break as I do some work, okay? I hope everybody had a good weekend, okay? I had a busy one. I had a headache for most of the weekend. I slightly still have a headache now. One of my phones is going off, and I don't know which one it is. Yeah, so I still have a headache now. But hey, the show must go on. Where's my other one? Hold on. I was sitting at my other desk, so now I'm trying to put everything at one desk. So I'm gonna hear a little rattling in the back. But yeah, y'all. So other than that, the weekend was good. I had a great time at the pool party. For those who was watching last week when I told y'all I was going to an attorney pool party, did a lot of networking. I was even asked to do a couple contracts, but when I first started Mickey Truth, I used to do contract work a lot, but now I just don't have time. But I'm thinking about probably doing it again. But I don't know yet. I told him I'll be in touch. But it was cool. One of the attorneys actually was like, I don't know why you keep playing and just won't go to law school. I'm like, Kim Young, good morning. I said Kim Young. Kim Young, good morning. Hey, I see your shout out to you. I saw your last video on my timeline. I said, okay. I see you going up over there. So I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, because it kind of was interesting. Because for those who don't know, my daughter is actually about to start law school next year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm thinking about it though. I'm thinking about it. It was something I will say intriguing that somebody said it. Some of the viewers have said it over time, but I never really, at this point in my life, ever thought to do it. But talking to the attorney it definitely had me thinking about it. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing it, but I'm definitely looking into the option to do it. I think I need like a couple more credits to actually officially do it. But I'm looking into it. I'll keep y'all posted what I decide. I don't know yet. I got to see if it makes sense. I was talking to Mr. Truth about it. And he said, "Shit, your ass already think you're a lawyer." I'm like, not too much on me. But he was supportive of it if I decide to do it. But like I said, I don't know. I kind of like where I'm at with things. So, but listening to them talk that money, I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm gonna tell you how people's story can inspire you without you even knowing. Because what's so crazy about it, one of the attorneys, he does accident, car accidents and all that, right? He was like, I was like, I am like too old at this point. And then he said he was 36 years old when he started law school. And I'm like, really? And then he was saying, like telling me his experience. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, it was motivating for real. Yes, it definitely would be a big step. So, and then he even, he told me about how, how going to law school is expensive, but it really pays itself off. So I'm gonna be honest, you are so right, and that's where I was going with it. And I'm like, dang, because like when my daughter was like in middle school, I think I thought about it, but then I kind of left it alone. But I kind of think that would be a good point to do it. So I'm gonna look into it to make sure it's feasible for me. But yeah, I might do it though, like for real. Because he was like, yeah, and then you and your daughter can like go into practice together, Okay, Blue, Mickey Truth at law. Okay, it does. So, like, yeah. Now, my daughter is still undecided what type of law she wants to do. I definitely, if I did law, like actually went to law school, I would want to practice criminal law for sure. So yeah, it's something I'm thinking about though. I'm just sharing that with y'all because it was just great conversation. That's why I like going to networking events. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love going to my media networking events too, but I do have a other side to the Mickey True brand. So hold on, it's going off. But yeah, so it's interesting to be in these spaces and hearing these stories because I really, because even another attorney that was there, she said she doesn't do trial lawyer court or anything like that. She does what is that? State law or some shit like that. And I was like, what? Like I didn't even know that was a branch of law. So she was talking about that. And I was like, okay. And then, just hearing their stories, and then she's like, yeah, it was older people when I was, in law school. And she was like, I wish I would have took a break from undergrad to law school. And then some, you know what I'm saying? People was like, they are glad they went straight. Cause I was like, man, I've been out of school for a minute. Like, but yeah, so it's something I'm definitely debating about for sure. There are jailhouse lawyers better than the actual lawyers you pay. I know you can do it. Thank you, Kim. Y'all are definitely motivating because I left that party, even though I was so tired that day. Definitely like I need to look into this. And I'm glad I started talking about it because I actually need to try to get the transcript so I can see, like I said, what I would need to do if I decided to do it. But yeah, knowing like having that conversation with him and he actually, went through that process because he said he was 36, married, with children that was still like younger kids, and he was just like, and he, you know, he had some good a good testimony for them. And I'm, you know, I'm one of those people, I'm very big on having like listening to people's testimony, because like it's one thing for somebody to talk about going through something from like outside in, but when you hear somebody actually discuss something they went through, it's a different type of thing. And that's why I like to tell y'all about things I went through, because hey, somebody might need to hear it. So listening to him definitely sparked fire under me. And although some of the lawyers there I knew already, but I met some new lawyers, and like I said, even had some options or some opportunities presented to me. So I'm gonna, you know, be looking. It's just my schedule so busy. But you know, I'm gonna see what works. So yeah, y'all, great event. I did not get in the pool once. I don't do water like that. I put my feet in the water. And then look, I'm natural for those who know about the hair situation. I got these braids in. I'm trying to keep in for like a couple more weeks because I'm about to go on vacation. And I'm like, but it was cool though, you know. They had dogs though. See, that was the only thing. And I know I was like, I hate to be that person, but I don't do animals. So, and it was like a big dog, but they said he was a puppy. I said, that's a big ass dog. Puppy or not, that's a big dog. And he was like playful as hell. And I was like, I can just see me being banned from all future events because of that dog run up on me. And y'all know I had it on me. Okay. I was like, that dog needs to move. So they, you know, I think they saw how uncomfortable I was around the dog because they put the dog up. But yeah, it was some good stuff this week. I enjoyed myself this weekend. Shout out to Gas Lab Recording Studio. I went to their pajamas and lingerie event. You know, that was neat. Even though I was so tired, I swear, I was on a couch like probably dozing off. I was so sleepy. Okay. Shout out to the Underdog Up podcast. That episode should be dropping soon. Had a good time. And one thing I learned during my time of doing this stuff, like, shout out to the entertainers and stuff, because listen, my head was throbbing. When I say, when they showed me some clips of the podcast episode, you can't really tell, but my head was throbbing. Like I had to like stop a couple times because my head was hurting so bad. But I pushed through it, and I'm like, yo, is this what these rappers and stuff go through? Like, shout out to them, okay? I'm one of them people, like, when you book with me, I try my best, despite it all, not to cancel, okay? Especially not on my own regard. I try my best not to cancel, because for one, I don't like spending no money back. But two, it's just, yeah, I don't want to have that reputation, so I was, like, hurting that day. But I got through it. But yeah, if I had to do that every day though, and then had something going on, that would be a lot. So shout out to those that have to push through it, because it took everything in me not to count. Okay. And then, like I told y'all last week, I don't know. I think I wasn't on Instagram. I don't even think I was on YouTube when I said it. But what people may not know, I'm not really a people person. Like for real, like Mickey Truth and my actual self is like, we're the same as far as our personality, but we're different to a certain degree. Went to college for law at 44. With that being said, hey, I'm working on it. I think I'm going to do it. But like I said, I got to figure out, you know, what's what. But yeah, I'm working on it. But yeah, y'all. So I'm not a people person like that. Like, I'm like, if you just met me on a regular, like some regular stuff, I'll speak. Like, I'm not rude. I'll speak, but like having a conversation with people that I don't know and stuff, I'm not like that. But Mickey Truth, I gotta be like, talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, like I gotta be like that. So it be taking a lot. Yeah, I be having to turn that shit on. So being in all that pain this weekend was, whew. But luckily, you know, the Underdog Up podcast is actually my homegirl. We've been homegirls since high school. So it was cool because I felt relaxed. But, you know, even, like I said, even though that's my homegirl, this business, I didn't want to flake on her. So yeah, it was definitely a lot to push through this weekend, but I did it. And see, and if y'all haven't checked out my blog make sure y'all check out my blog. I vlog my day from Saturday because a lot of people don't be understanding what I actually be doing. Like, I don't know if people really think I only be doing like YouTube type stuff. Like, I really be outside doing stuff. Like, I started doing this a while ago. Okay. If you have been around since I first started when we was doing Triple Threat Friday, I used to do events even back then. So like I have been doing this for a while. I just don't really like promote it out like that. And I think people underestimate. Like, I talk about it sometimes. I be doing a lot of stuff because I've always said I don't want all my income tied to just what I'm doing on YouTube because that's not going to amount to nothing. Okay. So I be like doing all types of stuff. And sometimes, y'all, I just don't be wanting to be online. So why would I base my brand solely online? Because sometimes I just don't be in the mood to be online. I'll be honest with y'all. So I try to do other things, get out and meet people and stuff like that. Hold on, I come right back on my live. So yeah. I think some people, was like, damn, you really be doing stuff. Like, yeah. And then, like I said, this is a whole business for me. So I appreciate everybody's support. But yeah, I'm not your average YouTuber. I've been telling y'all. I am not. I be doing a lot of things out here and looking to do more things. Because if I take on the load of law school, whew, I'm going to be on live with y'all. Y'all going to be helping me with my homework, okay? So we'll see where that goes. But I am really thinking about it real strong, and I think that would be good. Okay, we back.
Okay, let's go ahead and continue with where we are. Okay, I think the next period of redaction is (10/18/42) to 10/19/12, and apparently that is page 61, line 6 to page 61, line 24.
We're past that part. We're on.
Well, okay, I just want to make sure you've agreed to it because I have it on Mr. Shart's chart that he sent me.
So just to make sense of the chart, Your Honor, on the left, where it says page number on the left, that's the state's proposed redactions.
Yes, sir.
Where it says max page number, that's mine.
Okay.
And so I just tried to keep them in order. However, the last one, which I don't think we're done discussing yet.
Which is the last one you're talking about?
Where I said page 61 to 77. Mine was broader than the state's individualized ones. So we've already passed the next 3 for the state, but we're still waiting through 61 to 77 on my end. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sort of. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So
I'll take sort of.
So do you have any disagreement with the state's redactions from 10/18/42 to 10/19/12, 10/19/42 to
That's
to 10/19/50 and then 10/25/23?
No, I'm in agreement with all of those, and actually that last one,
10, 25, 23.
right, takes us to where we left off, where there's a brief mention by or commentary by the detective that suggests that Shannon is Jeffrey's shooter. And so the state, that's the 10-25-23, which the state is taking out. Now now in my opinion, we have to wade through the time period after that until we get to page 77.
So the next portion, Your Honor, that I'm not sure if it's in contention, but it would be page 70, line 21 through page 72, line 4, which is about 10-25-27 to 10-26-13.
Right. And that is just to get everyone on the same page, because I have the transcript for the defense. That is there's more commentary in there from the detectives stating their opinion that Mr. Copeland has in fact committed crimes on behalf of Jeffrey. And they're saying, why would he put you in these songs if you haven't committed crimes for him? So I'm going to leave that to Mr. Steele. Okay, so Mr. Steele, Mr. Steele in the defense, for the reasons stated before by Mr. Steele, objects to that portion.
And I can just play it, Your Honor.
And that is the 10-25-27 to 10-26-13. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Okay. I'll hear her. Do I need to hear it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Here, I'm just going to keep playing from where we stopped, and it'll pick up that portion.
He made these songs when they got killed. What I'm saying is, this story, you wouldn't believe me if I say, I kind of told you this already. The both songs was just famous. We wasn't hanging with Thug, I know, you know what I mean? So this nigga said, he said, yeah, there's no one. I promise you this. Why though? Let's put it this way. This Thug, you said no. And I said, well, why would he say, if I got a problem, Lil Woody will pull up and pop it at Nugget? Yeah, he done it. I even asked, like, why they asked me to put my name in these songs? He wasn't bad about it. You want to know what it sounds like, Grandma? It sounds like that you expanded.
So we stopped it at 10-26-17, but that is, we played a little more because this portion will actually redact after this, but the period between 10-25-26 and 10-26-13, he's talking about the fact that some of these songs were made prior to Nut being killed, and the fact that they weren't hanging with Mr. Williams prior to him being famous. And so they're talking about just when their relationship began, Your Honor. I think it's going to be relevant for the jury. And the portion that they're talking about with the detective, she's clarifying what she had already asked him. She said, I asked you, have you ever committed for a crime for Thug? You said no. And I said, well, why would he say, if I got a problem, Lil Woody will pull up and pop at your noggin? And then Mr. Copeland responds, he keep doing that. I don't even ask, but like, why the hell this nigga put me in his songs? And so, again, that's Mr. Copeland. It's Mr. Copeland saying he doesn't know why Mr. Williams puts him in the songs.
Has he given testimony about that already on direct?
Not specifically, because again, once he said everything he said in here, he made it all up. We, based on the case law, have not gone line by line because he's basically said at this point, everything he said, he's making it up.
So what's your theory of admissibility in terms of these, this particular line of inquiry from line 70, from 102527 to 102613?
Here again, it again goes to the relationship of Mr. Williams and Mr. Copeland prior to this incident occurring. He's telling the detectives about when they met, when these songs occurred. So again, I think that's just relevant to talk about their history of how when they first met is why I believe it's relevant. And again, it's in contradiction to what he's saying, what he said in court, which is that he made all of this stuff up in all of these interviews.
Mr. Charter, Mr. Steele?
Your Honor, Mr. Copeland testified that he has a relationship with Mr. Williams. The jury can determine what type of relationship, if any, that was. There have been social media postings. There have been pictures together. Mr. Copeland testified already that he met Mr. Williams after Mr. Williams was already an accomplished, well-known musical artist. This adds nothing. But if the state wants to put in a consistent statement, I don't know how it's admissible that they met, that one line that they met after that Mr. Copeland met Mr. Williams after he was an accomplished artist. I don't oppose that. What I do oppose is the detective's statements again, and the fact that this is getting to, if you didn't commit a crime for Mr. Williams, why would Mr. Williams put you into a song? It's impossible for Mr. Copeland to pontificate why Mr. Williams does anything in a song without a foundation saying, I discussed that with Mr. Williams, which is not his response. And that's the part I'm objecting to, because it's, again, the detectives giving their theory that you do commit crimes for Mr. Williams, otherwise you would not be in a song. And Mr. Copeland denied that. And then they followed it up with well, then why would he put you in a song, which clearly Mr. Copeland could not get in the intent of Mr. Williams. Those are my issues. Also, the state keeps saying that Mr. Copeland gave this blanket assertion, I lied. And I heard what you said today, and I know you looked at that's not what he said. What he said was, I probably said all of these things you're asking, but I said them because I wanted to remove, basically, this is my impression, the target from me onto someone else. That's how I'm not saying that's a direct quote, but that's how I understood what he testified to in your court. So those are my reasons. And under 403, I don't know why the detective's words get to be displayed to the jury on, oh, well, you had to have committed crime for Mr. Williams. That's Mr. Williams' character under 408, and it's also a 403 analysis again, I'd ask. Well, from those detectives and complication.
Good morning, Kimbella.
Can you all play it again for me, please? That 10:25:27 to 10:26:13 or thereabouts, please.
He made these songs when they got killed. It don't matter. What I'm saying is, this story, you wouldn't believe me if I said, I probably told you this already. But before Thug was just saying things. I was about to hang with Thug, I know. You know what I mean? So this nigga did, he just came out of nowhere. I promise you this. Why though? Let's put it this way. This Thug, y'all in it. I don't know what y'all get weed. I asked her, have you ever been in the crime for Thug? She said no. And I said, well, why would he say if I got a problem, Lil Woody will pull up and pop it at night? Yeah, and he keep doing it. I even asked like, why didn't he put my name in these songs? He wasn't bad about it. You want to know what it sounds like now, though?
Okay. All right, that will be omitted. That being 10:25:27 to 10:26:13. Okay.
The next portion is 10:26:14 to 10:26:24, which is
Hold on.
page 72, 5-13, and we don't have any objection.
Good morning, Mar.
All right, gentlemen and lady, any further objections? The state says they're going to omit that. So
That next one, no, Your Honor, that we agree. And next one after that, I believe would be page 73, line 22.
Well, before that, I don't know if you're objecting to page 72, line 14. through page 73, line 21.
I'm not.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I think we're all in agreement until we reach page 73, line 22.
Yep, and so the state does not object to page 73, line 22, I think through page 76, line 12.
Have through 78, line 4, but let me just see.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Really, I have up until page 78, line 16.
78, line 16.
I think the whole. So the whole line.
Yes, that's good.
It's
Everybody, you're good with that?
It's more talk about the wing bus.
yes, all of this section, and it really starts from page 73, line 22.
Through 78, line 14, or line 16?
Yeah, let me just.
Okay.
Yes, through line 78, page 78, line 16.
All right. What's the next area that you'd like to discuss?
So the next area that I believe is on Mr. Shar's chart is page 89, line 3 through 6.
3 through 25.
Okay, well, we did have objection to 3 through 6. Now there's another portion we would need to look at that. Yes, sir. So on page 89, 3 through 25.
Page 83, you mean? Is it 83?
Sorry, I thought we were page 89.
Is it 89 or 83?
Mr. Shaw, I have 89. I'm looking at Mr. Shaw for confirmation.
Okay.
89, 3. I think it's 89, 3 to 93.
Oh, well then we have some it expanded. First I thought it was just 3
Okay.
through 24.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's tough because he keeps going, kind of shifts topics. Yeah.
So is it page 89, lines 3 through 25?
That was the original group, so we don't object to that 89, 3 through 24. But you add stuff.
24, I should say.
So, and we appreciate the state agreeing to page 89. On 90, the difficulty with this, Your Honor, and this is going to be a call that you have to make. Mr. Copeland, when he's telling some of these stories, he begins with, this is what they said, and there's not a clear delineation from when he is speaking on what other people said to where he's speaking out of some sort of personal knowledge to where he's speculating. 90, on page 90, I'd ask Your Honor to take a look at that. He continues to, this begins on page 89 where it says, I'll tell you, they come in too because they saying Birdman wanted to sign Bloody J. So it begins with,
that's line 3.
yes.
on page
So
89.
so it begins with they saying. At some point, he's talking about, continues to talk about business relationships of who he calls Thug and Birdman. And then he's asked about gang membership and rankings of different individuals in the gang, including Shannon, Mr. Kendrick, and Jeffrey. So
where is that particular?
On page 90, as you go further down, and I am expanding it, so I will apologize to Ms. Hilton. But
before we go further, is the state in concurrence that you're gonna, that line at page 89, lines 3 through 24 should be omitted?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so unless somebody has an objection to the contrary. Anyone? Okay, let's start on page 90 then. And you can further your argument. So which lines or which pages starting at page 90 are you saying that should be excluded?
well, 1 to 3 seems to be a continuation of the redacted conversation. But then after that, they talk about gang membership. They say, what's Thug's ranking? But Thug ranking, Thug ain't blood. They saying, they say he won't answer the phone for him.
That starts around line
11. 11.
Okay.
And so it's they say, so that seems to be based on hearsay. And then and then they ask about what rank he's claiming, and he says, SHIT, last I heard, like, cause Shannon's supposed to be G-Shine, and Yak's supposed to be some other blood set, some bounty. I listened, I heard bounty type SHIT. I don't know, is Copeland's response. So it seems to me that this gang information on page 90 is a combination of what he's heard and speculation, and then he kind of ends it with, I don't know. So I don't think it would be appropriate to play such flimsy evidence with a source that's cannot be determined for the jury.
I think it's probably best that we play the section because I don't think the transcript gives the context of what the section
Okay.
is.
All right. Let me hear it, please. And what part of the transcript, this
I'm
for
gonna
purpose of record, is it?
Yes, sir. We're going to start page 90, line 1, and it'll be approximately around 10:38:20.
And Ms. Hilton, I'm just going to make a suggestion that you continue it on to page 92 because the conversation continues on beyond page 90.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's going to play it from 10:38:20 to approximately 1 minute.
10:40:36.
Okay. Okay, whenever you're ready.
This will start a little bit earlier, Your Honor, at 10:38:16.
But they supposed to be telling other people about Thug. I mean, being gay. That's what this was about. Them two not that cool because Thug said they talk about it. But see, these all you know what I'm saying? Like now new, all this new. I mean, so Thug had Birdman like you know what I'm saying, this neck. You know what I'm saying? That's why. And then they got to it. What's Thug at Frankie? They saying Thug ain't blood. They say going on the phone for him. See, he just saying he a blood. They be wearing the phone for folks. Yeah, top dudes. Yeah. What ranking is he claiming? Or claiming to be? Last time I heard, like, Shannon's supposed to be G-Shine, and Yak's supposed to be some other blood shit, some firearm type shit. I don't know. You said bounty? Yeah, I ain't sure what Yak. Some powder, some shit. And they been all arguing about everybody being this shit, and they like, look, yeah, about 6 months Rolex and whatever, however you said. Yeah. And like, ain't nobody getting that. So what is, once again, what rank did you hear, or what rank is Thug claiming to be? The last time I heard he was sustained, it was like, he was over all the people that were. What is the name of the sustained? I don't know how they, like, they got different stuff for different blood cancers. Okay, he's supposed to be squirm, SMM, whatever. Yeah. So what's the stain for that game? Because you know, they got, you got listening to them, they got different stains. I mean, I don't know how much stain he got. I mean, they don't be like 5 animals. I don't say shit like that. They be talking about M shit, so I don't know what they mean. So M something. Yeah, M5 or something like that. I don't know what they mean. So that was it was M5. Until the next box there shit got convicted or what happened. Now, when he got locked up, they said he's supposed to testify. So they took his name. Yeah, and they made him do it. So he just signed or YSL or whatever, how you gonna put it.
We stopped at 10:40:39.
All right, state, got a lot of references to third parties. What's your basis? Are you still want to try and argue that it should come in?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, again, first level impeachment by contradiction. He says that everything, he made it all up. So I start there. Then secondly, when he's talking about who is a part of what set or what gang, Mr. Copeland hangs around or is around all of these people all the time. That's
But we don't know who. I mean, it's they.
Right, but I think that is just the way in which he speaks. I mean, he's around Mr. Kendrick. We've seen pictures of him with Mr. Kendrick. He's around Mr. Williams. We've seen pictures of him around them. So he has an understanding of what they call themselves or what they identify as. And so he is telling them that is what they say. They claim that they are this. They claim that they are this, but this is not a third party telling him these things. He is friends, or at least at this time or prior to this, friends with each and every last one of these individuals, from Mr. Stillwell, Mr. Kendrick, and Mr. Williams. So he is telling the officers what he understands them to claim. And so we don't believe that they is a third party telling him something that he's unaware of. We believe that he has knowledge, personal knowledge himself, being that he hangs around, or that he is with these individuals, as evidenced by the pictures that we've already introduced into evidence showing his relationship with all of these individuals.
All right, is that it? Okay. Mr. Sharp or Mr. Steele?
Well, it's completely unclear what they refers to, who they refers to. The state is making their own determination that favors their theory of admissibility, but that doesn't shine through in the transcript or in the recording. What does seem clear from the recording is Mr. Copeland is getting information from somewhere else, and he also really doesn't know what he's talking about, or at least he claims to not know what he's talking about. He says whatever it is, I don't know about that. So he's just, and we all know people like this that say a lot, and then at the end of that long statement about everything say, but I really don't know that to be a fact, or I don't really know about that. And it just seems to me that if he doesn't know about what he's talking about, and we also don't know where he got his information from, that is not something that should pass 401 and 403 balancing tests, and not something that should be exposed to the jury.
I do want to point the court. So one specific line, which I think is actually the crux of this, on page 91, lines 5-8. What Mr. Copeland says, and I think that puts the other portions before it in context, he says, and they were in there arguing about everybody being dipshit. And they was like, Thug saying everybody sex, money, murder, Rolex, and whatever, however you say it. So one, that portion, Thug saying everybody sex, money, murder, Rolex, and whatever, however you say it, will be a statement against a party opponent. Prior to that, I think what Mr. Copeland is saying is that they were claiming these other sets. G-Shine, Yak was supposed to be some other set, but whenever they were arguing, Thug said to all of them, everybody sex, money, murder, Rolex, or whatever, however you say it. So that portion is statement against a party opponent. The portions before that is him trying to say all these people are claiming these other blood sets, and then he in turn, Mr. William in turn says everybody sex, money, murder, or whatever you may call it.
Well, again,
or however you say it, excuse me.
Again, we run into the same problem. in that line that Ms. Hilton just read, and they was in there arguing about everybody being, it says dipshit. I'm pretty sure that it's not dipshit that he said. And they was like thug saying everybody sex, money, murder. So again, we don't know who they is. We don't know about what they were arguing everyone being. And then he says, and they was like thug saying everybody. So the they is in apparently telling the unknown they is now telling Copeland what thug supposedly said. So it's still hearsay. It's an unknown declarant. And that doesn't, and even if Your Honor were to accept the state's argument on this one particular set of lines, that still doesn't address the source of knowledge for my client's gang membership, according to Kenneth Copeland, and Mr. Kendrick's gang membership, according to Kenneth Copeland, which right after he gives this information says, you know what, I don't know about it. So it's just a lot there, and I don't believe that this is the type of evidence that is of the quality that should reach the jury.
All right, in considering transcript 1038:20 to 1040:36 or thereabouts, the defense claims that they don't know what they, I should say, refers to, and he's getting, him being Mr. Copeland, his info from somewhere else, and the unknown they is giving Mr. Copeland information. The state says this is impeachment by contradiction. They is a reference to what the witness, Mr. Copeland, knows, and that's just the way he talks, and this refers to his personal knowledge. The court is of the opinion I have to take a look at the most plain reading of the transcript and listening to the audio, and I'm inclined to agree with the defendants that we don't know who they is, and for that reason, I'm gonna exclude that particular part of the that to be played. 1038:20 to 1040:36.
And thank you, Ryan, but can I go to a specific portion? And I understand the court's ruling. On page 91, line 20 through 22, which is a small portion of that section, Your Honor. When the detective asks Mr. Copeland, okay, he's supposed to be slime, SMM, whatever, he says, yes, yeah. That particular line, we believe, is based on personal knowledge. So we understand the court's ruling as to everything above and everything after, but we would ask for those two lines, because that's not a they, that is, they ask him a question, okay, he's supposed to be slime, SMM, whatever, his response is, yeah.
All right, Mr. Shart or Mr. Steele? The state is asking for, I'm going to exclude the previous portion, but the state is asking for me to include around line 20 of page 91, where Detective 1 is speaking. Okay, he's supposed to be slime, comma, SMM, phonetically, whatever. And then that's line 21. And then line 22 is Kenneth Copeland, yeah.
We agree with all our other objections to playing statements notwithstanding.
And they're still on a fundamental basis. You object to that already, so.
That's fine, Your
All right, Mr. Steele, anything further, sir?
Honor. No, sir.
Okay, all right. I will allow the state to play the line 20 through 22 over the basic objection. The defense doesn't believe that it's proper for the state to be playing this to begin with. And I've given them a continuing objection in that respect. All right. Hold on one sec, sir.
The judge ain't want to rule for the defense just a minute ago. He was like, well, I got to go with the defense.
Okay, so where are we now?
I have 112:24 to 114:25.
Said 112. Oh, I see it. Okay, 112:24 to is that page 112, sir?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Page 112, line 24 to 114, line 25.
And Your Honor, the state has no objection, but I do believe the lines may start at page 112, line 21 through page 114, line 25.
So you think it begins at page 121?
No, 112, but just
Page
line-
one, hold on, 112.
but just line 21.
I agree with that.
112, line 21.
Yeah, it's like after a period, but it starts like I got out of jail.
I got you. Okay, all right. Through when? Through where?
114, line 25.
All right. Any further objection or discussion in regards to those pages 112, line 21 through 114, line 25? All right, hearing none, those are excluded. Okay.
And that redaction covers the state's next redaction, proposed redaction, which we would agree to, and it was covered in that last one.
Yes.
So I think the next is page 122, line 19, 124, line 10.
I have it started slightly differently, but you don't object to it. We have page 122, starting at line 20, and then going into 124, line 10.
And that's fine. I picked a smaller part of a larger story, and we can take out the entire story.
So that it'll start where?
It'll start, we have this page 122, line 20 through 124, line 10.
All right, any further discussion in respect to the page 122, line 20 through page 124, line 10? All right.
And Your Honor, the time is 11:02:31 through 11:04:01.
11:02 what?
31
Uh-huh.
through 11:04:01.
Okay. All right, that'll be excluded.
And Your Honor, for the previous portion that we just discussed, the page 112, I'll give the court the time as well.
Go ahead.
That's 10:55:49 through 10:57:18.
All right, thank you. Okay.
The next section, Your Honor, is defense has page 129. I believe the portion is page 129, line 18 through 25, and it goes into page 130, line 1 through 20.
Okay.
No, page 129. And we don't,
You agree that should be taken out?
yes.
Now, there's, and I'm in complete agreement. After that, after 130, line 20, there's a discussion that the detective has about, this is just context, Your Honor, it's the shooting of Mr. Bennett's mother's house. And then the detective talks about a gun that Quindarius Zachary had been locked up with, matches the ballistics coming back to the shooting of Mr. Bennett, who we've called Lucci before, his mother's house. Now, speaking for myself, I don't have a problem with that discussion on the assumption that the state, what I think is inappropriate is if this discussion enters evidence and the state is not going to produce any witnesses that make the ballistic match between a gun and the shooting at Mr. Bennett's mother's house.
We do intend to introduce ballistic evidence showing that that gun matched the ballistics from the second shooting matched the gun that was found on Quindarius Zachary. It may. So for context, Your Honor, on January 20th, Mr. Bennett's mother's home was shot up twice on January 22nd, 2015 and January 26th, 2015. The shell casings from the January 26th, 2015 shooting matched a gun recovered from Quindarius Zachary in May of 2015. The state does intend to introduce evidence that the gun found on Mr. Zachary matched the shell casings from that incident. From January 26th.
Our stance is until that link is made through evidence that this part of the statement should be redacted.
I would concur. Until that evidence is actually put forth in your case in chief. I'd exclude it at this point.
You're right, I believe, and I would just need to double check, and if you give me a moment, I thought Detective Dennis talked about it during his presentation during his testimony, but I would need to confirm. I think he talked about it. Now, whether or not did you introduce? Did I introduce the shell casings? No, but I believe that there is evidence of it, given that the testimony of a single witness is enough to establish a fact, that the evidence is before the jury. I will confirm and make sure that Detective Dennis did testify to it, but I believe he did. But I would just need a moment to go through or ask Ms. Weaver for assistance to determine if that evidence came out with Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither.
But was ballistics ever entered through Detective Dennis in regards to this, or are you going to enter it later through another witness?
Ballistics was not entered, only the testimony, but the testimony at this time is enough to establish a fact. But no, the ballistics are not in.
And to be clear, my strong recollection is all this overview testimony by Investigator Dennis about other alleged acts, that was all made over defense's objection. He wasn't.
Yeah, I think you still need to lay some foundation on that state. I do. In terms of the ballistics, his testifying about that.
I understand the course, I understand the court's position, the state's brief argument, even if it came in over objection, that testimony is still before the jury. That testimony is still evidence, but I do understand the court's.
The defense has made another objection, and the court is of the agreement that it's still foundation. You still need to lay some more foundation in regards to the ballistics for that to be then testified to. I understand what you're saying. You're saying, okay, we can testify about this because of the fact that Dennis may have already testified about the ballistics, but there's nothing underpinning that yet. So.
Thank you, Your Honor. And we just want to confirm that the portion that we will keep out is the portion specifically talking about the fact that the ballistics came back. So that would be
For now, I mean,
page
yes.
131, line 21 through 24.
Page what, 131?
I mean, no, page 130, line 21 through 24.
No, there's also 131, 5 through 15. Oh, I'm sorry, 131, 5 through 25, pretty much.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sharp.
131, 5 to 25. They keep making reference to the ballistic match.
Okay, yes, that's fine. So from page 130, 21 through page 131, line 25.
Right.
All right. Folks, you want to stop here, given the fact it's right at lunch, and ignore the bell. That's of no consequence. Do you want to stop now, and then we can pick up at 1 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Where are we going to pick up at 1 o'clock?
Your Honor, we should be picking up at the fence, page 140.
Okay.
Which would be line 11, I think, through page 143, line 6.
143 what? I'm sorry.
Page 143, line 11 through page 143, line 16.
Okay. All right. Also, for purposes of our continued discussion after we exhaust this from Mr. Sharp, I am now in possession of Mr. Adams' proposed redactions that pick up from there, and I will include that email and its references to Ms. Weaver as the next court's exhibit in order, and we'll begin to exhaust that once we finish with Mr. Shart's. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You did, sir. You did, sir. All right. Okay. So we're in recess. We'll see everybody back at 1 o'clock. Okay. All right.
And they on lunch already. It's only been like 2 hours from change, but it seems like they're gonna be litigated. I don't even know when regular court is gonna come back in. So there's really not much to talk about. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm looking at something. What's going on? Oh, let me do by 90. All right. As of right now, no changes to the Supreme Court file that they did on this case. I wanted to check that before we got up off of here. All right, because it seems like, yeah, they might be litigating all day. Oh, yeah. It's boring already. Okay. I try to give it at least half the day before they at lunchtime. If for some reason they do come back on, we'll just review it tomorrow. But this is where we're gonna just go ahead and just pause. Okay. I do wanna watch something because I haven't watched it yet. Shout out to Music 101. You know, rapper Foolio was killed yesterday. If you haven't watched my video on it, definitely check it out. Music 101, you know, that's his neck of the woods. He has been covering it, and I see he has a new video. So we're gonna watch it now to react to it, and then we're gonna close out for the day. Okay. I will say this one thing about Young and A's, that buddy there understands marketing. I mean, you call it what you want, mission of guilt or whatever, but Shawty had that song and video ready to drop. So, and it's going crazy, okay? But we're gonna watch some of this, and then y'all make sure y'all go tap in with music and check out his videos because this shit is going crazy right now.
Jacksonville rapper Charles Jones, known as Foolio, shot and killed in Tampa. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Riley Phillips. The rapper was celebrating.
Hold on. Why the hell did she say February 2nd, 1987? Like, huh? Like, what the fuck? Look, this shit is music is out of pocket for that, okay? Shoot, by the time this case is done, you're gonna be grown. Okay, factual. Yeah, this is a long-winded case to say the least. This shit is a February 2nd, 1987. That's crazy. I wasn't even born yet.
Celebrating his 26th birthday. This happened outside a Holiday Inn. If you could take a look at this video, you can see the bullet holes riddling the front of the windshield of this car. It's unclear if Foolio was in this car when it was shot up. On your side, Zach will.
I mean, let's be real though, okay? If you look at the video, and a couple people that was with me from Takeoff Cave was like, well, Mika, are you gonna break down the video like you did the Takeoff Case? Listen, okay. I mean, y'all can kind of take this how y'all want to. This here is definitely street politics for shit show, okay? With the Takeoff Case, that was an innocent bystander getting shot down at a bowling alley, okay? I'll definitely react to it, but no, we're not gonna go through the scope of it like we did with the Takeoff Case. Okay. It is some people I believe music is going more with it, but yeah, that's street shit. Okay. Y'all love to say street shit. This is street shit. Okay. I ain't about to be breaking down no video, and unlike some of the other YouTubers, I ain't trying to solve no murder. Okay. But yeah, different situation. Okay. I just wanted to clarify. Because some people fight, oh, I can't wait till the breakdown of the video. Oh no, we're not breaking shit down. Okay. But shit though. Exactly. Okay. Like, let's see. And we're not gonna watch the whole video, we're just gonna watch some. I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone since I'm already online.
Cox joins us live now with more details on the shooting. And Zach, Foolio was.
Oh, I got segue. So if you watch the video, okay, they had the body allegedly, we're assuming because they ain't showing nothing. Okay, they had a body like on the driver's side back of the car. You can see the police with the sheet and stuff. So where else was he if he wasn't in that car with all the bullet holes? Sometimes I'm like, I get waiting for confirmation, but come on, use your context clue. Obviously, he was in that car.
A big name in Jacksonville's drill rap scene.
Yeah, that's right, Riley. Foolio had 40 or dozens of different videos on YouTube and 45 million views on one of the videos, millions on others. So he's big in Jacksonville's rap scene. He was also a frequent face on our newscast for his connection with violence around Jacksonville over the past few years. I counted 7.
So let us be like, is this what you want your legacy to be, though? You got the news, like, yeah, he was gunned down. Okay, he's dead. However, he was a frequent flyer. Okay, over here on the news, we cover him. This is like, that's what you want to be known for. I guess maybe that's a badge of honor. That's crazy though. To want that to be a legacy. Foolio had it coming. Dang, in 95% of Florida, he beat with, and he called the shots that ended 23. So, hey, all I'm saying, listen, like at the end of the day, and it's similar to the Chicago shit too. Jacksonville definitely got their own street shit going on, and what we do know, they had a lot of that shit going on, and Foolio was the center point. Although he was definitely funny to watch sometimes on his social media, he definitely was engaged in a lifestyle that ultimately he was okay with the end results. And that's again why a lot of people is critiquing his moves in the last week of his life. Like, why are you moving like that? But I told y'all in my video, you haven't watched it, I'll just tell you. I feel like sometimes you can feel, you know what I'm saying? Your soul be tired. You know, I've known people in real life where their souls just be tired and they just start wilding out, crashing out, is what you probably will call it. Because it's like, hey, a lot of people go through a lot of ish, and when you run the streets, you go through even more at a young age and you be tired. And I feel like could have been a situation like that. He was just tired. But I am going to discuss it more. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for a couple things to drop. And then I'll react to it because y'all know I ain't trying to solve shit. Okay. So I'm waiting for it to hit the internet and then we're going to react to it. But it definitely seemed like some shit was going on for sure. It wasn't as innocent as, you know. Yeah. In my opinion, of course. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Different articles that we published on our website since 2019 where Foolio was referenced in them, and at least 3 times that we've covered, he's been shot before, once grazing his leg, another time while he was over in Houston, and another time in his foot. So wanted to touch base though with our First Coast News crime and safety analyst about all of this. We did find out from Foolio's.
All right, that's one thing. When all they got, okay, is your mug shots, or that's all they're posting, be wild. The beef was hella active when I lived in Orlando 2016. I know exactly everything that happens to me. Hey, listen. Like I said, I definitely go down to Jacksonville a lot because I got family in Jacksonville. That shit there, okay? That shit there. Definitely, I wouldn't want to visit, like, not area. Hell, I was telling music. Tampa ain't never been on my list to go visit. Like, I wouldn't want to go fucking visit Tampa either, but you know it happens. So, okay, with this video, right? Now, from what I saw, because it's the actual like snippet of this video floating around on social media, I seen on what's it called? Twitter or X. Matter of fact, hold on, y'all. Let me edit my title real quick because I don't want nobody to think I'm clickbait. Give me a second. Let me edit my title because we done went straight off the reserve at this point. All right, nothing major. I want to be like, oh, you're cute, baby. All right, so bam, I'm gonna add Foolio to the title. Okay. It's an audio out now. It sounds worse than Call of Duty. I'll be honest, when I first heard it, hold on, y'all. When I first heard it, it sounded like the party that got shot up down here. And I was like, the hell? But yeah, it definitely was a lot going on. Okay. All right. So the cluster of bullets, I'm assuming, this is my assumption, okay? Nothing has, to my knowledge, I haven't looked this morning, okay? Nothing has been confirmed, I don't think. I would assume Foolio was the driver, okay? Because those bullet holes is directly on the driver's side. I'm going to assume. Now, the driver door and the back passenger door is open. I'm still just going to assume he was driving. I could be wrong, okay? But if he ain't the driver, he at least was that back passenger on the driver's side. He was definitely on the driver's side. And that's just my opinion. Now, I don't know if music, matter of fact, let me just pull it up on since we're here. Let me, was it Twitter that I saw it on? All right, I need a video. I think it was a news, maybe. This one. I need a video where they show the sheet getting put over what we can assume to be a body. All right, I can just use it. All right, bam. So it's another angle to this video where you see an officer like with like the sheet, right? So again, assumingly to me, he was on that side of the car. Now, it could have been a situation, maybe he was on the other side of the car and got pushed over, but the way all those bullet holes is clustered, he was on that side of the car. And everybody focus is here. Now, these are either EMS or fire department. You can tell they just like, ain't nothing we can do. All right, that's up. I might just tell y'all my theory. All right, y'all heard how that door opens just now? And in the other video, we gonna see a little better. Anybody ever wrecked their car before? No, when your door has been hit like or wrecked, it be jammed up like that and make that noise. So when I first heard it, I was like, oh, that car done been hit somehow. Okay, this was my thought process. And no, that is not Foolio. Okay. If you watch this whole clip, I think TMZ put it out. They went into the hotel lobby to get this person. So obviously that's not Foolio. Okay. I was watching Academics last night and he was like, is that Julio? I'm like, bro, no. So, like, no. All right. Let me see if music got in his situation. At this point, I'm trying to see the video. All right. Hold on. Where's the other video? Where's the other video? All right. All right. So bam. So remember I told y'all, let me go back, that when I first saw that first video, in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, they wrecked that car somehow. Cause how it sounds. Okay. So yeah, definitely shout out to Music 101. Okay, Big 8 podcast. He streamed on Saturday. Okay, I know last Saturday it was definitely. I pulled up once I got home and settled. Now I actually fell asleep listening to Kendrick Lamar. He was breaking that thing down. All right, so bam. If you look right here, can y'all see my? I don't know how to get my mouse to always appear on the screen. So hold on. Y'all can't see my mouse. I don't know how I can get it to always appear when I want it to freaking appear. But anyway, if you look at the back of the car, close to the rear tail light, that looks like a dent to me, right? And just pay attention to the side of the car. All right. So remember I said when I heard the noise, or now y'all can see the mouse. Okay. When I heard the noise, it was like jammed, like it got hit. And it looks like it's a dent there. And normally when it get hit in those parts, that's what makes the door do that. All right, so this car has been hit. Then look at the front. So it's been wrecked from the, if you really look at it, it's been wrecked from the front all the way to the back on the driver's side of this car. And I'm like, ain't no way, you know what I'm saying? If we're assuming this car was with Foolio, that they drove it wrecked up like that. Like, the fuck? I ain't no way. To me, assuming, I would think they're not moving or driving around in a beat up car. Right? So I'm like, that car done been wrecked. So I'm like, damn, how would it get hit just on that one side? All right. So boom. Then if you kind of look right here on, and this is allegedly Foolio's car. It looks like it's dented up or wrecked up right there. And at first I was like, okay, is something wrong with the tire? Now at this angle, you can't tell there's something wrong with the tire. But you can assume, because I'm like, it's kind of turned. But I was like, well, maybe the wheel was turned, right? But you know, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm like, yeah, that looked like it got hit too. All right. So then I'm like, dang, how the hell one car that's supposed to be with the crew is basically like it got sideswiped or hit on the driver's side. But then Foolio alleged car is hit on the driver's side in the front. So if we're assuming that they were in these positions at the time of the shooting, right? Then where the fuck did the car come from? Or the quote unquote shooters, right? So that's what I was thinking, like, where the fuck would they have came from then? So let me see if I can find this other video real quick. Okay. Let me see. Pull it up. Pull it up. See, look, everybody else be focused on who the shooter. I ain't focused on who the shooter. I'm looking at the forensic. I don't care. I'm not looking at who the shooter. I ain't trying to find who the shooter. I ain't got no guess who the shooter. Okay. Okay. Damn. I need to get this. This shit go so quick. Okay. Hold on. Damn. Share the screen. Freak. I can't share my screen without showing y'all my inbox. God dang it. Because I had a video of the car, Foolio alleged car being driven away. But I'll have to show y'all my whole inbox. That's not what I want to do. Because I want to show y'all the tire. Because it ultimately shows the tire fucked up. Confirming possibly that it was hit, like wrecked. I just have to freaking find it. Find a regular video because I can't show my inbox. Too much tea in that inbox. Okay, too much tea. So let me see if I can get on TikTok. Foolio was moving strange, but was he though? Blue said Foolio was moving strange and out of character. Oh yeah, we don't show the inbox, okay? But I ain't gonna say he was just moving strange that day because if you look back, he had been posting his location drop for like 2 weeks. Like people knew he was gonna be in Temple 2 weeks ago. I did look that up. Yeah, so I don't think he was moving strange just that day. Okay, what's this on TikTok? Let me see. For those who've been around for a minute, this reminds you of the old days, research days. Okay. And I thought I was gonna be more together because I was gonna chop this down for my video. Is this it? Oh, we got action. Yes, we do. All right. So this page, okay. Shout out to this page, okay. He got some videos on his TikTok. So that's what I'm utilizing. I don't know this person, but hey. So I'm just saying he posted on TikTok and then it got some views, okay? And that's just for our research purposes, we're gonna use it, okay? So this is the car, alleged car, okay? Getting ready to be towed away, okay? No, I want to log in. No. Oh no. God dang it. Give me a second. Why is it making me load? Freak. Oh my gosh. Damn. Stressing me out. I don't want to log. All right. Hold on. I'm coming back. All right. All right. We're back. Anytime you see that's what the body was. That's what they use to shield this unalive people, from the public. So it doesn't pinpoint exactly where per se the body was, but you can tell by them having that up there, that quote unquote curtain or whatever, the body was on that side. So like I said, it was kind of obvious to a certain degree that he was on the driver's side of the car. All right, here go the video I was looking for. No, that's not it. This is it. All right. You see that tire? That tire is off. Okay. And that's the passenger side of the car. And I'm sitting here like, if the tire is off, ain't no way in hell, okay, they fucked up that tire like that, putting that car on the truck. So I'm like, well, dang, was the car hit from the full front? Look at the tire. And you can see those scratches and stuff. You see the scratches and stuff on it? That car was ripped. Now, if you see the tire, right, they ain't drove once that happened. Okay? They did not drive once that. There's no way that car was driving. So I'm feeling like the accident happened, and guess what? they were stuck at that stop sign because there's no way they was able to move, in my opinion. Okay, maybe they could, but there's no way to me they would have been able to move. Damn, do y'all see that? Now, according to like just how I've looked at cases before, all that yellow we see is bullet holes. You even see it on the passenger side. So again, that leads me to think, right? Just me thinking, the car, I'm assuming they came in a car, hit that gray car, and started shooting at that car from the driver's side. Because all the cluster of bullets, even though it's foam on the outside, the cluster of bullets is on the driver's side. Okay. That plastic will give the illusion, guess what? It's no window there. It's no glass. That's why they got the plastic up to the window. So again, I'm gonna say again, my opinion, okay? The shooters came from the driver's side. And I feel like they hit that gray car in the process of getting to Foolio. Just my opinion. Could be wrong. But yeah, that no cluster of bullets is like right there. All right, we watched that one. Which one is this one? Oh, that's fucked up. They had the balloons in the car for the man's birthday. Hold on. It was more than one shooter. Oh, I don't know that. Probably. I would assume it was more than one, but I don't know. But yeah, look at the fucking holes. So I'm gonna say again, I think the car came up this way. So behind them, that's what the car was. To me, that's my opinion, right? Hit this down car somehow. And I don't know, just ram his car. I don't know. But all I know, they knew, okay, in my opinion, that Foolio was on that driver's side of that car. Because that's where the focus points of the bullets are. All right, so we looked at that one. This one went too fast. You ain't really, okay. Yeah. That shit, they're done. That tire is definitely damaged to the front of the car. All right, what's this? Is he talking?
Foolio was at. Right here is the stop sign. And the other car that was right there is parked over there. I'm not sure why they didn't tow it. I'm guessing there was no bullet holes or anything like that. Other type of evidence on the car, but
see, hey, y'all gonna spam music 101. Like this your city. You supposed to have your ass down there at the crime scene giving us this footage. Okay? Giving us this footage. Cause I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. Okay? I don't cover a lot of shit in my city. But if we had a trending viral shit like that, I'm going to take y'all down wherever the fuck it took place at. Once the police leave, okay? I'm definitely going to pull up once the police leave, and y'all going to see it just like this. Music dropped the ball. Music need to get his ass out there and let us see the whole area. Because I need to see what's in front of the hotel, what's on the side of the hotel, all that. All right, let's finish watching.
but right here I'm about to show you where one of the victims that got shot, where they ran up all the way up to the end. I'm not sure why they didn't tow it. I'm guessing there was no bullet holes or anything like that. Other type of evidence on the car, but right here I'm about to show you where one of the victims.
You gotta hold it steady. Y'all see that right there? Florida, we on another level. Shout out to 305. Okay. Yeah, shout out to Florida. But let me tell you, I would have had my ass. Okay, just like this dude. Once the police left, for sure. But look, y'all see that? that just still made me feel like that car came from the area I think it came from. Because look at the black marks right there.
That got shot where they ran up all the way up into the entrance of the hotel. So right here, as you can see, is a blood trail. And then the blood trail goes all the way up into the entrance of the hotel. So I'm guessing.
Oh, was that a case then?
Way up into the entrance of the hotel.
Is that no? That's the leave. Okay, well, I might say, damn, they leaving evidence on it.
So I'm guessing one of them jumped out the car and went inside with a blood trail following
He's not a
behind
good
him.
cameraman, but we need to see more. Like, I don't even know where you at, sir, on the sidewalk.
This right here is the close-up of the other car that had all the doors open.
The one that got hit.
As you can see. But I'm not sure if a bullet went in the engine somewhere. Because when they first parked, it was leaking. As you can see right there.
On the fucking driver's side.
And right here, all the damage. As you can see, all the white scuff marks on the sides and the tire.
Damn, even on the bed.
This is the aftermath.
This is something, okay? Oh, what's this? Dude had to been at the hotel because he getting like he was out there when the police was out there. Yeah, I would have been zooming in. How they got that shit barricaded, that body was right there. So you see how like they blocking all that. See, I need to know what the parking lot looked like. And see, that's another thing that we had when we did the takeoff video, because I was gonna hit up Bo and all, the original Truth Team reunite. For it, but hell, I need to know the area. Let me hit up music and tell him go get us the area. Cause I ain't never been down there, so I don't know shit about none of that. But oh, his ass did go down there. Oh, did he drop the video? But he ain't give me what I need. Okay, music on his job. He went down there. I don't think he put it out yet, though. All right, y'all. I got to do a little more combing through because I need some different angles. Because, like I said, my theory is, okay, nothing. Now, if this was like Charlotte or like where I'm at or something, I would have definitely been able to do it. But shit, I ain't never been to Tampa. Like I said, I never wanted to go down. What you saying, Han, to Blue? Everybody's getting the videos of the spot like in the parking lot, but what the fuck is around it? Like, I need a bird eye view. Hold on. I need a bird's eye view of it. So I can get, because like I said, I'm thinking it came from the other way, but damn. No, damn, where did they say it happened at? That would have been something to look at. Okay, definitely hit me up because I need to see the area for sure. All right, hold on. TMZ video. Let me see what TMZ video. Because I'm trying to find out, because I'm about to Google that shit in a minute. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I think this is the same video we just watched, but for my research purposes, I'm about to play it again. Oh, okay, got you. All right, I ain't what I need. Let me see. Do they say where is
Thanks
it?
for staying with us this morning here on 10 Tampa Bay. We are continuing to follow breaking news out of Tampa. We've been following this all morning now. A massive police presence at the Holiday Inn just off Fowler Avenue. This is all near USF. We are just now.
All right, hold on. Fowler Avenue, USF. Is that USF? Okay. We got some images. What's the address? 20. Let's see. I don't know. This don't look like the right hotel. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. That don't look too right. Hold on. I don't think that's the right one. The street view don't look right. Because I know I saw like a hotel across the street from it. And I don't see it on that thing right. I wonder if it's the. Let's see. Is it this one? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Holiday Inn Express. Yeah, I don't think I'm finding the right one because it don't look.
Getting the latest details about what happened there. This is all near USF. We are just now getting the presence at the Holiday Inn just off Fowler.
Fowler Avenue. All right, there we go. I think I found it. Because it was the embassy I saw. Okay. I think this is it. Yeah. I think this is it. This is the bird's eye view. All right. So this is where I'm assuming. Can y'all see them off? Okay. I think this is where the shooting happened. Right here. Possibly. Because I'm thinking this is where Foolio car was. The other car was over here. They couldn't have came from that side. I'm not going to no Holiday Inn when dip off for Quebec. I might have misspelled it, but you get the picture. Yeah, I ain't fucking with no Holiday Inn either. Holly Bougie or whatever, I ain't freaking around with it. My theory might be a little wrong. Because now that I think about it, because if we're looking at the right hotel. Oh, shit, what you say? See, that's what I get. Doing too much. All right. Doing too much. All right, I ain't gonna hold that too much. I think I'm gonna have to play around with this on my own. But I think my theory might be a little off now that I'm seeing the layout. I'm trying to get a street side view of it. It's only giving me bird's eye. All right, I'm gonna just run my theory real quick, and then we're gonna end for today. Yeah, I just had to make it over the 3-hour mark. All right, so boom. If this actually is the right view, right? I'm trying to move that. Damn, ain't that but land right? It's crazy. Okay. If this is, yeah, this gotta be. If this is the right view, right? It's no way out this bitch. Like it's only one way in and one way out right there. Like really. It's no way, it's no other way out other than back here. Like to get to the road. So let me think about it. Because in my mind originally, right, I was thinking, what's up, Trey? Trey said across the street from USL. It's a video, and I missed all that. My bad, y'all. If this is accurate, because y'all know my thought process was boom, they came from this way. Y'all can't even see. I don't know how I can get my cursor to be on the screen when I want it to be on the screen. Hold on, let me try to get it back so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Okay. Basically, to the left of the screen, that's why I thought they would have came in at, right? They would have hit the gray car, then boom, start hitting Foolio car, right? And then go out. But now that I think about it, I could still be right about that. They could have left out that entrance right there. Hold on, let me think this through real quick. If my assumptions are right, hell, they would have had to been waiting on. But how would the other side of Foolio car get hit though to the point the tire is off? See, that's what's throwing off my theory, is that tire is off. So that means he had to get hit on that side. Which, if we're looking correctly, my cursor's still not on the screen. Would have had to been from the other side. Let me look at that video. Let me pull back up to the top. Yeah, how the bullets is. Let me look at the video with when he went and looked at the tire tracks.
This is the aftermath of where the scat pack was, where Foolio.
All right. Boom. I'm thinking, y'all. I'm thinking. Because there's nothing there for him to hit. And that's where the car ended. So that tire got fucked up either while he was at that stop sign or he was like trying to flee, like somebody was chasing him. And it just stopped moving at that point. What's up, Neech? Now, if I'm thinking correctly, What if they did chase? What if it was a chase around the hotel? Because if you look at what he's pointing at, they couldn't have been sitting right there because it wouldn't have left at those markings. If those markings came from before the tow truck got there. He could have been chased. He could have been. Let me see.
Where was that? Right here.
Alright. Cause like I said, it's only that one way in.
It's a stop sign. And a car other.
And then y'all see that dark spot, them dark lines. And that's why I'm like, did the car that had the gunman or gunwomen or whatever come from this side? Cause look where the line's at. Hit the gray car, sideswipe the gray car, boom, hit their car, hit the Foolio car. I still can't account for how the hell the tire on the other side got hit, other than it was a chase around the parking lot and they just ended there. And now that I think it and say it out loud, it could have been a chase around the parking lot. Boom. They already hadn't got hit on the passenger side. The tire fucked up. They end up stopping right at that stop sign because like at first you would think they were just parking there, but I think they just couldn't move. The other car that was chasing them came around, hit the gray car. They get out busting because all the bullets basically is on the driver's side. And that's why we see this black mark from when they sideswiped the car and came and hit the other car. I mean, this is just my assumption. I don't know. Just looking at the videos.
The car was right.
Or is that a reflection? Is that tire tracks or a reflection now?
There is parked over there. I'm not sure why they didn't tow it. I'm guessing there was no bullet holes or anything like that. Other type of evidence on the car, but right here I'm about to show you.
He's not.
Where one of the victims that got shot.
No, that's tire shit.
Where they ran up all the way up into the entrance of the hotel. So right here, as you can see, is a blood trail.
So hold on. If he's walking towards the gray car, he's not going to the Holiday Inn. If this is correct, if this is bird eye view. So, because if he was right here, yeah, y'all can see. If the car was parked right here, the gray car over here, are we on the wrong side of the building? Because it seems like he. Let me see if music up. See if he got a video of the outside. Because in my thought process, y'all, this is where the car is. Because y'all remember that curve is right there. So if the dude that's recording this video is going from here, then he's walking this way. So did they run into this hotel and not the Holiday Inn? And if they ran into this hotel, it would make me assume the shooters wasn't on this side anymore. They had to be somewhere else. Because you're not going to run towards the shooters. You're going to try to run away from the shooters. This might be more interesting than I thought as far as looking at the evidence. I might need to call both, see if we can enhance these videos a little bit.
And then the blood trail goes all the way up to the entrance where they ran up all the way up and tow it. I'm guessing there was no bullet holes or anything like that. Other type of evidence on the car.
This is another, this is another hotel. I'm sorry though.
The aftermath of where the scat pack was, where Foolio was at.
Okay.
Right here is the stop sign.
Right. Oh shit. I want to look where
Scat pack was, where Foolio was at. Right.
All right. So yeah. So on the video that we saw from TMZ, they went into the Holiday Inn to get somebody. But if we look, now this is us outside looking in until we get confirmation. But based off this video, dude is walking this way saying the blood trail. That's, according to this, the La Quinta. If we on the right side of the hotel. Yeah. Because look, what he just... Yeah. Damn, it was a good view just now. That white building, it looked white, clear, glass, whatever, is right there to the right. So that has to be over there. That has to be over there. And he went this way. He started walking this way. So that means it was a victim at the other hotel too. All right, I'm gonna play around with this a little bit. Y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all, because y'all know I be in my mind trying to figure shit out. I'm gonna see if I can get music to if he hasn't already got the footage. I know he went out there last night or this morning, but I don't know if he got the area view of it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on record now. It kind of seems like it's a one-way in, one-way out. It probably had to be some type of chase. That's why the car wrecked up. I have a feeling they got caught at that stop sign because that tire came off. And and the suspect or suspects came from around the other hotel, which according to Google is the La Quinta. Hit the gray car, started busting at the black car, and pulled out into the interstate onto the main road. Because that's the only exit. They wouldn't have had time to go all the way back around to the third hotel to leave out the back way. They had to leave out that front way. That's just my opinion. I'm going to play around with it. I'll do a video. I thought we was going to be able to kind of, I didn't realize it was going to be this intriguing. But yeah. So with that being said, like I told y'all, I don't be trying to solve no murders, okay? So I'm not looking at no suspects and, no backdoor situation. I'm just looking at these videos, okay? And I'm going to try to piece together what could have happened. That's it. Not who did it, okay? Who's involved, but as far as what events happened. So y'all heard it here from me. I think it was a chase around the parking lot. It definitely was a wreck. And I think one of the victims had to go to the other hotel. We see somebody coming from the Holiday Inn, but based on that video, okay, and the splatter that they were showing us, that's what's leading to the other building. And to my understanding, that other building is not the Holiday Inn Express. So to be continued. Well, I'll drop a video later on and we'll talk about it. Okay. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live for today. We are back at it tomorrow. Hopefully, we have some court shit going on, like some actual something. Okay, but if not, we're gonna at least ride out for about 3 hours or so just to see what they got going on, and then we'll just at lunchtime be done with it. All right. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on all social media, Mickey Truth. Okay, Kick, Rumble. Thank y'all for pulling up. As always, YouTube, it's all love. And until next time, I am out of here. Remember me wearing a frown. Now it's the other way around. They mad because I made it out.
I took the hard way. I ain't asking a nigga for nothing. I threw the hard way. Hard way. Hard way. My heart to this day. I'm really with it. My feelings in it. So please, bitch, don't play. I took the hard way. I ain't asking a nigga for nothing. I threw the hard way. Hard way. Hard way. My heart to this day. I'm really with it. My feelings in it. So please, bitch, don't play. Hey.